Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Nighttime Mics. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mike. We are so happy you're spending your time with us today. Whether you're commuting to work, cleaning your room, or just sitting back with a hot cup of coffee, we've got a really important and hopefully fun topic to dive into today.
We really do. So, Mike, I have a little confession to make. Last night, I was up until almost 3 a.m. I was falling down a rabbit hole of travel videos on YouTube. You know how it is. One minute, you're looking at top 10 things to do in Tokyo, and the next minute, you're watching how to survive a bear attack in the woods.
Oh, I know that feeling all too well. The YouTube algorithm is a dangerous thing. One minute you're planning a vacation, and the next you're convinced that the whole world is trying to get you. It's a bit overwhelming, isn't it?
It really is. And it made me realize that while we always talk about the pretty side of travel, the amazing food, the sunset views, the cool hotels, we don't often talk about the practical, slightly more serious side. So today, we are talking all about travel safety.
That is a brilliant topic. Honestly, safety is the number one thing people ask me about when I tell them I'm going on a trip, especially when I go solo. People think traveling is inherently dangerous, but I always tell them it's just about being prepared. If you have a plan, the scary stuff becomes much easier to handle.
Exactly. It's about peace of mind. If you know you're prepared, you can actually relax and enjoy the culture. So where should we start? I think we should go in order, starting from when you're still at home, sitting on your sofa, planning the trip.
Good idea, the pre-trip phase. For me, the biggest thing is research, and I don't just mean searching for the best pizza spots, I mean looking into the specific neighborhoods of the city you're visiting. Every city has its safe areas and its maybe not at midnight areas, right?
I know, right? Even the most famous cities have places where you probably shouldn't wander around with a giant camera and a confused look on your face. I usually go on travel forums or even Reddit to see what locals say about certain districts. It's so much more reliable than just reading a generic guidebook.
Definitely. And I think it's important to figure out the common scams in that specific country. Like, have you ever heard of the tea ceremony scam in China or the dropped ring scam in Paris?
Oh, I've heard of the ring one. Someone finds a gold ring on the ground, asks if it's yours, and then tries to sell it to you or demands money for finding it. It's so creative in a weird way. If you don't know about it, you might actually think you're having a lucky day.
No way. They are very good actors. That's why knowing these things beforehand is like having a shield. You just say no thanks and keep walking. You don't even have to slow down.
That's a great point. Another thing I always do before I leave is make copies of my important documents. I have this fear of losing my passport in a foreign country and being stuck there forever. I mean, I love traveling, but I'd like to be able to come home eventually.
I don't think they'd keep you forever, Sarah, but it would definitely be a massive headache. I do the same thing. I keep a digital copy on my phone and I email a copy to myself. That way, if my phone also disappears, I can just log into my email from any computer in the world and print it out.
That's smart. I actually take it a step further. I print out a physical copy and hide it in the lining of my suitcase. My mom taught me that. She said, if everything else goes wrong, you still have the paper.
Your mom is a wise woman. I should start doing that. I usually just rely on my phone, but technology can give up on you at the worst moments. Like when your battery dies right as you're trying to find your hotel in the middle of a rainstorm.
Oh, don't even get me started on batteries. That is my absolute nightmare, being lost in the dark with a dead phone. I always carry a portable power bank now. It's basically my best friend when I'm traveling.
I'm the same. I feel naked without one. But let's move on to the actual journey. What about money? This is a big one. People are always worried about pickpockets. Are you a money belt person, Sarah?
Honestly, no. I tried wearing one of those secret belts under my clothes once, and it was so uncomfortable. It made me look like I had a weird stomach growth, and every time I wanted to buy a gelato, I had to reach under my shirt. It was so awkward.
I can imagine. Excuse me, sir, let me just reach into my underwear to pay for this ice cream. No, that's definitely not a good look. I agree, those things are a bit much. I prefer to just split my money.
That's interesting. How do you do it?
Well, I have a decoy wallet. It's an old, cheap wallet with a bit of local cash and maybe some expired cards. If I'm in a situation where I feel unsafe, or if, heaven forbid, someone tried to rob me, I just hand that over. My real cards and the rest of my hash are tucked away in a zipped pocket inside my jacket or in a hidden compartment in my bag.
Mike, that is brilliant. A decoy wallet. It's like something out of a spy movie. I usually just use a crossbody bag, one that stays in front of my body at all times. If a bag is on your back, you have no idea what's happening to the zippers behind you.
Exactly. In crowded subways or markets, I always see people with their backpacks just hanging off their shoulders, totally open. It's like an invitation for pickpockets. I always tell my friends, don't be the easiest target. You don't have to be bulletproof, you just have to be more difficult to rob than the person next to you.
That sounds a bit mean, but it's true. Thieves look for the path of least resistance. If your bag is clipped shut and you're holding it, go just look for someone who is distracted by their phone.
Speaking of phones, have you noticed how much we look at them when we're walking? I'm guilty of this too. You're trying to follow the GPS, so you're staring at the screen and you have no idea that you've just walked into a dark alley or that someone has been following you for 2 blocks.
I'm so guilty of that. Now I try to come up with a new system. If I'm lost, I'll look at the map, memorize the next 3 turns, and then put the phone away. If I need to check it again, I duck into a shop or a cafe. It makes you look like a local, or at least like a tourist who knows what they're doing.
That's a pro tip. If you look like you have a destination, people are less likely to bother you. Even if I'm totally lost, I walk with purpose. I call it the I'm late for a very important meeting walk.
I love that. Move aside, I'm very important and very busy.
Exactly. It works. People don't mess with someone who looks like they're on a mission. But let's talk about transportation. This is where things can get a bit tricky, especially at night. How do you handle taxis?
Oh, I'm very picky about taxis. I've had some bad experiences with unmarked cars. Now I always use an app like Uber or whatever the local version is. I love that the driver's name and the car's license plate are recorded. Plus, I can share my live location with a friend back home.
I'm the same. The Share My Ride feature is a game changer. My sister always asks me to send her my ride info if I'm taking a taxi late at night. It makes us both feel better. But what if you're in a place where those apps store exist?
Then I ask the hotel or the restaurant to call a taxi for me. I never just hail one on the street if I can avoid it. And I always ask for the price before I get in. If they won't turn on the meter, I'll ask for a fixed price. If the price sounds crazy, I just walk away.
That's the hardest part, isn't it? Being willing to walk away. Sometimes we feel rude saying no, especially in a culture where people are very friendly. But your safety and your wallet come first.
No way. I totally agree. I used to be so shy about it, but now I've realized that it's just business. If a driver is trying to charge me triple the normal rate, he knows he's doing it. I don't owe him a polite yes.
Good for you. It took me a long time to learn that. I remember being in a city once where a guy offered to carry my bags and then demanded $20 for walking them 10 feet to the bus. I felt so pressured that I actually gave it to him. I was so annoyed with myself later.
Don't be too hard on yourself, Mike. We've all been there. It's a learning process. Now you know for next time. Keep your hands on your own bags.
Exactly. My bags, my rules. So let's talk about solo travel for a minute. You've traveled alone quite a bit, haven't you?
I have. I love solo travel. It's so freeing. But I definitely have a different safety mode when I'm alone. For one thing, I never arrive in a new city at night. I always try to book my flights or trains so that I land in the morning or early afternoon.
That's a really smart rule. Everything is more intimidating in the dark. Finding your hotel is 10 times harder when you can't see the street signs.
Definitely. And I'm much more careful about where I stay. I'll spend a little extra money to stay in a hotel with a 24-hour front desk and good reviews from other solo female travelers. If a review says, the street felt a bit sketchy at night, I'm out. I don't care how pretty the room is.
That's the right way to do it. Reviews are your best friend. And what about meeting people? Because that's the best part of traveling, but it can also be the most risky part if you're not careful.
It's a balance. I love meeting people in hostels or on group tours, but I never tell a stranger exactly where I'm staying or what my room number is. And if someone asks, "Are you here alone?" I usually say, "No, I'm meeting my husband or my brother in a little bit."
The fake brother trick, a classic. I do the same thing, actually. I'll say I'm meeting a big group of friends for dinner. It just makes you look like less of a target.
It's sad that we have to do that sometimes, but it really works. And honestly, most people are lovely. I've met some of my best friends while traveling. You just have to trust your gut. If someone makes you feel even a little bit uncomfortable, you have to be okay with ending the conversation and walking away.
Your gut feeling is the most powerful safety tool you have. Science actually shows that our brains pick up on tiny red flags that we don't even notice consciously. If your stomach is telling you that a situation is off, it probably is.
I totally believe that. I've walked out of bars or restaurants before just because the vibe felt wrong. My friends thought I was being dramatic, but I didn't care. I'd rather be dramatic and safe than stay and regret it.
100%. Never worry about looking silly. If you feel uncomfortable, just leave. No explanation needed.
Exactly. So, Mike, let's talk about gear. Is there anything you always pack specifically for safety?
Well, besides my power bank, I always bring a small door stopper.
A door stopper? Like for a classroom?
Yeah, a little rubber wedge. If I'm staying in a hotel or a hostel that feels a bit flimsy, I jam it under the door at night. It means even if someone has a key, they can't push the door open. It's such a simple thing, but it helps me sleep so much better.
Mike, that is such a good idea. I'm totally stealing that for my next trip. I've seen those portable door locks on social media, but a simple rubber wedge is so much cheaper and lighter.
It works like a charm. And I also have a whistle on my keychain. It sounds a bit old-fashioned, but if you're in trouble, a whistle is much louder and more attention-grabbing than a human voice.
That's true. People might ignore a scream because they think it's just someone having fun, but a loud, sharp whistle usually makes everyone stop and look.
Exactly. It's all about creating noise and attention. Thieves and bad actors want to stay quiet and invisible. If you make yourself loud and visible, they usually run away.
This is all so good. I feel like we're becoming travel safety experts here. But I want to talk about something that isn't about bad guys. I want to talk about health and accidents, because sometimes the biggest danger is just tripping on a sidewalk or getting a stomach bug.
Oh, don't even talk to me about Delhi belly. I spent 3 days in a bathroom in India once. It was not my finest hour.
Oh no, that sounds miserable. But that's a perfect example. Do you carry a first aid kit?
I do now. I learned my lesson. I carry a small pouch with the basics: painkillers, bandages, antiseptic cream, and most importantly, rehydration salts. When you're sick like that, you lose a lot of water. Those salts saved my life.
That's a must-have. I also carry a card in my wallet that lists my allergies and my emergency contacts phone number, and I make sure it's written in the local language too.
That is very thoughtful, Sarah. I never would have thought to translate it. But you're right. If you're in a hospital in a country where they don't speak English, that card could literally be a lifesaver.
And what about travel insurance? Do you always get it, or do you think it's a waste of money?
I used to think it was a waste of money when I was in my early 20s. I thought, I'm young, I'm strong, I'll be fine. But then I saw a friend get a huge bill for a broken leg in the US. Now I never fly without it. It's usually only about $50 for a whole trip, and it covers everything from a lost bag to a helicopter rescue.
I know, right? It's one of those things where you hope you never use it, but when you need it, you're so glad you have it. It's like a safety net. I actually had to use mine last year when my flight was canceled and I was stuck in an airport for 2 days. The insurance paid for my hotel and my meals.
See, it paid for itself right there. I think people give up on insurance because the forms are boring to fill out, but it's so worth it.
Definitely. Okay, Mike, let's play a little game. I'll give you a scenario and you tell me what the safest move is. Ready?
Oh, I love games. Bring it on.
Okay, scenario 1. You're walking back to your hostel at 10 p.m. You realize you're being followed by 2 people. They aren't doing anything yet, but they're definitely keeping pace with you. What do you do?
Okay, first thing, I don't go back to my hostel. I don't want them to know where I'm staying. I immediately look for a place with lights and people. A late-night pharmacy, a busy restaurant, or even a hotel lobby. I'll go inside, act like I'm looking for someone, and stay there until I can call a car or ask for help.
Perfect. And if there are no shops open?
Then I'll cross the street. If they cross too, I'll cross back. If they're still there, I'll start making noise. I might even take out my phone and pretend to be on a video call, showing the camera the street around me. Hey, look at this cool street. It shows them that someone else is watching through the phone.
That is a great move. People hate being on camera when they're up to no good. Okay, scenario 2. You're at a beautiful waterfall. There's a sign that says, "No swimming, dangerous currents." But you see 3 locals jumping in and having a great time. It looks so refreshing. Do you jump in?
This is a trick question, isn't it? My heart says yes, but my brain says absolutely not. Locals know exactly where the rocks are and how the water moves. I don't. A dangerous current doesn't care if you're a good swimmer or not. I'll stay on the shore and take photos instead.
Good answer. I've seen so many tourists get into trouble because they think if the locals are doing it, it must be safe. But the locals grew up there. They know the secrets of that water.
Exactly. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. But maybe not when it comes to jumping off cliffs.
Exactly. Safety isn't just about people. It's about nature, too. Respect the signs, people.
So we've talked about research, money, transportation, solo travel, gear, and health. We've covered a lot of ground today, Sarah. Do you feel more confident about your next trip now?
I really do. It's funny, at the start of this conversation, I was thinking about all the things that could go wrong, but now I'm thinking about all the things I can do to make sure they go right. It's a shift in mindset.
That's exactly it. Safety shouldn't be a weight that you carry. It should be a tool that you use. Once you have your systems in place, your decoy wallet, your door stopper, your offline maps, you can stop worrying and start exploring.
I love that. Stop worrying and start exploring. That should be the slogan for this episode.
Let's write that down. But honestly, there's one more thing I want to mention, and that's the kindness of strangers. We spend so much time talking about bad guys, but in my experience, 99% of people in the world are incredibly kind and helpful.
That's interesting. I found that too. When I was lost in Tokyo, an elderly lady walked me 3 blocks out of her way just to make sure I found the right subway entrance. She didn't speak a word of English, but she knew I was confused and she wanted to help.
I've had so many moments like that. I think if you're respectful, if you try to learn a few words of the local language, and if you smile, people will look out for you. Sometimes your best safety feature is just being a nice person.
I totally agree. People are more likely to help someone who is being polite and respectful of their culture. If you're acting like a loud, rude tourist, people might just turn away when you're in trouble.
Exactly. It's all about connection. So don't be afraid to talk to people. Just do it in a safe way.
Well, Mike, I think we should start wrapping up. My coffee is empty, and I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about.
I think so too. This has been a really great chat. I actually learned a few things from you today, Sarah. The shoe and the safe trick and the emergency contact translation, those are going on my list.
And I'm definitely buying a door stopper. We make a good team.
We really do. So to everyone listening, thank you so much for joining us on Nighttime Mics today. We hope this episode helps you feel a little bit more prepared for your next big adventure.
Yes, thank you, everyone. And remember, the world is a beautiful place. Go see it, go experience it, just be smart about it.
Well said. Do you have any final thoughts, Sarah?
Just one. Stay curious. Don't let fear keep you at home. The best stories usually come from the moments when we step out of our comfort zone.
I couldn't agree more. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to let us know. We love hearing your travel stories, even the scary ones.
Oh, definitely. Send us your best safety tips, too. Maybe we can do a part 2 someday with all your suggestions.